Okay, welcome back everyone. Josh Weber here with Big Red Jelly, where we help brand, build, and grow businesses of all shapes and sizes by combining human creativity with powerful tools, processes, or techniques, really anything online. So for today's Business Boost video, I want to take a step back and talk about the importance of brand messaging, both external brand messaging and internal brand messaging, how that relates to your company vision, and ultimately, if you can refine or improve your brand messaging for your company, you will grow faster, you will grow more efficiently, more reliably, and more long-term. And ultimately, you and your people are going to be happier being part of a company that's going in the same direction, feeling like they're in a canoe where everyone is rowing in the same direction. That really is the best analogy that I can give for this, because when you do not have your brand messaging and your vision in place for your company, whether you are a solopreneur, whether you're a team of 2 or a team of 500, it is so easy as a founder or an entrepreneur or a CEO to just assume that everyone has your vision, even yourself, right? It's probably many entrepreneurs or solopreneurs might be the first to admit that they have no idea, or it's been too long since they've stepped back and said, what is the vision and how does that relate to my brand messaging, right? So I'm going to ask you some very poignant questions and see if you can answer them in a straightforward way. And I would argue that a lot of you are going to struggle to answer some of these questions related to brand messaging. If you do, it means that now is a great time to take a step back and say, how can I improve my brand messaging and my vision? I like to keep these videos very short, so let's just dive right into it. Step number 1. We've all heard of a SWOT analysis within marketing circles, right? Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Now, this is a slight change on the typical traditional SWOT analysis. It's called a SOAR analysis, right? Strengths, opportunities, aspirations, results. What's the difference with the SOAR analysis? SOAR analysis is becoming more and more popular within branding agencies, anything creative related, brand messaging related. Why? Because it's a little bit more forward thinking. It's a little bit more optimistic. It's a little bit more focused on aspirations and goals instead of, as is mentioned in a SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Strengths, opportunities is the same, but aspirations and results. So my challenge number 1 to you is to actually take some time. There's some great templates here that you can go find online. Otherwise, go to bigredjelly.com. You can find some there. Strengths, and ask yourself these 4 categorical questions, right? Strengths, what are your strengths? What are the opportunities for your company within your industry? What are your aspirations for your company within your industry? And what are the desired results for your company in said industry? This will help set the stage for the brand messaging and your vision. Now, why do I keep combining these 2 things together? Because I really do believe, and here at Big Red Jelly is what we do when a company comes to us and needs to rebrand, rebuild, remarket themselves, get to that next level. The very first phase that we take them through is brand messaging. Before we put pen to paper and get creative with visual branding or start building online, we have to get to the core of what is the brand message here. And then from there, they can share the vision with their company. Okay, so these are kind of the 8 buckets or categories. Now, are there more than this? Absolutely. Are there multiple takes on this? Yes, there's infinite amount of variations of what a company should have in terms of their brand messaging. But I've boiled it down to what I think are the 8 most important components, whether you are a solopreneur or a 1,000 employee organization out there. Let's get right into it. Number 1. And this is in no particular order. In fact, if I was to start in a particular order, I would first start with your vision or purpose. What is a vision or purpose? Put very simply, it's your reason for being. It's greater than, it's hard for people. You have to step out of the balance sheet, out of the kind of the business admin side and say, well, why do you exist? Why does your company exist? Why did you want to start this in the first place other than revenue, other than money? Why does it exist? I'll give you an example. Big Red Jelly's vision or purpose for being is to inspire creativity and growth. Whether we have an intern, employee, a partner, or a client who interacts with anyone on our team in any way, shape, or form, when they're done interacting with us, we want them to be at least a little bit more inspired to be creative and to grow. And we hope that we share that purpose and that vision with our community and worldwide. The more that we grow. So that gives you an idea, right, of the vision and the purpose. Notice how in the parentheses I also put whether this is more of an internal brand message or external, right? Our purpose isn't the first thing we put on our website, but this is something that everyone here at our company has internalized, they understand, they've memorized it, and we remind each other of this, okay? So starting from the top, ask yourself these questions. Do you have a tagline? What is your tagline? Ours here at Big Red Jelly, brand, build, grow. Should be memorable. This is an external attractor, right? What is your tagline? It's still shocking to me to this day when I might be working on even a more advanced client project and they don't have a tagline, or they disagree with each other, or I ask one person, I get one answer, I ask another person, I get a different answer, right? There's beauty and consistency here, right? So what is your tagline? What is your elevator pitch? We used to call this our short description, right? If I was to ask you, hey, tell me in 30 seconds or less what your company does, why it's special, why it's better than the other guys, and how it's going to solve my problem. So many companies cannot do that, right? In fact, this is something that we're actually currently in the middle of refining. So that just goes to show it's a continual process. I'm not 100% happy with our elevator pitch or short description, so we're refining that right now. Number 3, what is your purpose for being, right? So that might be the first thing that you solidify. Number 4, brand positioning. How are you positioned in the marketing industry as opposed to your competitor? How is your brand positioned? Think about some of your favorite brands. You can probably start to describe how they position themselves. Are they more formal, informal, friendly, firm, serious, not serious, funny, right? Casual, formal, etc. Next, your mission, okay? So this is kind of a little bit more, in my opinion, of an extended vision or purpose, but you can start to get into the actual business practices. So again, Big Red Jelly's mission is we combine human creativity with powerful digital solutions to accelerate business growth. That's our mission. Core values, I really love. Again, this is an internal reminder. This is something that I feel everyone on your team or company should have memorized. What are your core values? Trying to have less than 5. This is something where when you have a hard decision to make, a hard hire or fire or pivot, you measure it up, you line it up against your core values and you say, does this go in line with our core values? If so, then we will move forward. If not, then it's a no, right? This really is your compass, right? The core values. Your people should align with your core values. And that helps make internal decisions, personnel decisions as well. Next, your brand voice. How do you sound? How do you communicate? What is the jargon that you use that you don't use, right? How are you recognized? This is so important, and so many companies skip the brand voice. And finally, your unique value propositions or unique selling propositions, right? So if I was to ask you, what are the 3 things that make your company unique or better than the guy down the road? What would you say? And it better not be the same 3. Honesty, integrity, transparency, right? I'm not saying all 3 have to be different. In fact, a mentor of mine once shared this with me. No one of them is particularly unique, but the 3 or 4 or 5, however you have, combined make it very unique. So that puts an interesting spin on it. So that's my challenge to you, is take a step back and ask yourself, are you on the same page in your company with these brand messaging categories or needs? If not, begin that process of doing first a SOAR analysis and then starting to attack these things and having open discussion with your team. Finally, where I see most companies drop the ball is they do all of this. They put in the hard work, many meetings, but then it just never sticks. It goes on to a style guide that's just archived away, never to be seen again until the next year, right? So here are some practical things that we do that help with this at front of mind. Number 1, have a kickoff meeting once it is solidified and officially make it official. Do analogies, parables, stories, whatever. Put up a big visual board. We have a big goal tracking board in our office where it's visually there for everyone to see. Have a quarterly meeting where you go over the vision, again, and your brand. You'll be shocked how much that increases sales, marketing, and just overall client happiness, right? So have a quarterly state of the jelly, as we like to call it. Regular founders meetings to refine the vision. Then next level down, have regularly scheduled leadership meetings where vision is an important component of that. Finally, tie it into everything you do. So we like to have what we call Jellylicious, where we have goals that each team tracks. We have success moments that we share in the company call. Everything has to be tied back to our core values and something in our brand messaging or our vision. So this is something I feel strong about because this is really the foundation of an effective brand and an effective online business and ultimately an effective business that's growing. And so this is why it's an important phase here at Big Red Jelly in our brand build, grow, 3-step process. So I challenge you, go ahead and start your SOAR analysis, and I promise you'll see the results. Thank you, and tune in next time.